Welcome, everybody, to the live healing experience. I am Sue Dumais. I'm your host and your guide. I'm really honored to be here with you and to share some global updates that are going to impact and support you for the rest of this year, but also into 2026. We are at a very interesting time in our evolution. And it's kind of crunch time. It's go time. It's crunch time. So this is the moment. These are the times where the more we can really hold our alignment, hold steady in that calm center, the better you're going to be able to navigate all that's happening. There's going to be a lot of changes in your own personal experience, but also some dramatic changes globally and cosmically as well. So, really being able to hold steady and stay in alignment, consciously choose over and over again, consciously choosing love, consciously choosing alignment is critical at this point. It's essential and in some ways, non-negotiable if you are wanting to really be able to navigate this shift in consciousness with more grace. Now, I'll use the word flow because there isn't an energy of flow that's occurring. However, it may not feel like flow. And times it won't feel like flow is times where you have something in your energy field or in your physical body or in your mind that is not in alignment. Any density, any lower frequency energies, and those can be thoughts, unexpressed emotions, unprocessed trauma, wounding, that wound of separation, which is the core wound of separation, is our separation from our true self, our higher self. So looking at that, feeling those feelings, moving through those emotions, processing what you need to process. There's an efficiency and an acceleration, but we're able to move through things a lot quicker, more efficiently. We're able to process things a lot very differently than ever before. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy peasy on some of those things, but instead of taking a year to process something, you could process it in a minute or a day or a week. So just recognize that you don't need to be afraid of your old trauma and old wounds because they're not going to sting as deep and they're not going to feel as hard to process as they would have 3, 5, 10 years ago. So the global energies that are coming in, the energies that are here, they're already here. When I was in Australia, I was working with them, calling in some of them and receiving, welcoming some of them, and navigating and helping them kind of smoothly integrate into our current global energies. So I do that all the time, but the work in Australia, it was very timely. There was some really powerful energies coming in. So I was grateful to have the space and the ability to do that. And in bringing it in into a way that it can actually slide into the flow of where we are, it will support humanity, Mother Earth, and all of us to be able to make that conscious choice in each moment to process what we need to process, heal what we need to heal, be aware of what we need to be aware of, be discerning. Discernment has never been more essential to be discerning around what's guided, what's not, to be discerning around what feels like a heart yes and what feels like a heart no, discerning between a head yes, what you think is a yes, what even the ego is kind of hijacking it. It feels like a yes. That's an artificial heart yes. The ego loves to do that, make you get all excited and run away with things. Where in the heart, the true heart, not the ego heart, the ego pretending to be your heart, in the true heart, there's a deep knowing and a deep feeling of alignment. That level of discernment, the very subtlest level of discernment is essential right now as well. So this flow that's happening, this new energy that we've kind of like supported bringing into the flow of the current energies is going to shake things up a little bit more. It's going to rattle things. It's going to bump up against any leftovers in you. So you might feel physical discomfort or physical pain in certain areas, old wounds coming up, even in the physical body, old trauma in the body, maybe scar tissue, old surgery sites or old injury sites can be flared up. But don't meet them as in like, oh, I've re-injured. Meet them fresh in this moment. Meet everything fresh. Every single thing, meet it fresh in this moment. And if your mind is already made up that it knows what it's about, then your mind is closed. So when you have the ability to keep the mind wide open, and that's a choice you need to make, and that's a practice that you can integrate each day, is to keep your mind wide open and meet everything fresh. A wide open mind, an open mind will allow you to meet the energy and meet the energy, even if it's connected to a thought. Meet the energy, even if it's connected to an old memory. Meet the energy, even if it's connected to an old injury in the body or pain or discomfort. Meet the energy, even if it's connected to grief. Meet it fresh in the moment and embrace it, honor it, witness it, fold it into your heart space to process it. Some of it can be transmuted and remain balanced within you. Some of it may need to be released. And I have a lot of different meditations and things that I've recorded, and they're all free for you to access so that you can practice those things. There's a lot of those kinds of tools in the healer's toolbox as well, so you can practice those things. This is a practice that the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Like literally, you can feel an energy, a density, and it could be something like a big childhood trauma. And all of a sudden, you fold it in and it's dissolved. Sometimes it's a little disorienting because it gets a little too easy at this point. It can be a little too easy in some ways. So the ego mind is like, that can't be that it can't be that easy. Yes, it can. It can be that easy. I'm not saying all of it will be that easy, but it can be that easy. Some wounds, some trauma, some of these experiences, you may need to reach out for support. So find those people, align with those people that can support you, whether it's a private session with me or a friend that you talk to or a meditation you listen to, a book you pick up to give you some insight, a prayer you do in meditation, connect to your source, whatever it is that can support you in that moment, but your heart will lead you to that. So trust your guidance, trust your intuition. It's essential right now. When we are in this flow, and it bumps up against leftovers or it bumps up against the out of balance energies in the world. And it's everywhere right now that we're seeing. There's a lot of unbalanced energies everywhere. It can look a little messy and it will often get a little intense in some ways and for some people. So do your best to witness from the place of compassion and empathy. Don't go into sympathy. Sympathy is feeling sorry for others. Sympathy is feeling sorry for yourself. Sympathy, there's an implied judgment with sympathy. So shift out of sympathy into empathy. Empathy means that I can relate or I can connect or I can understand what the emotional state or how challenging this can be for another person. Empathy is to be able to look upon something and have compassion but not get pulled down into the lower frequency energies or not get hooked and take the bait where you get pulled into fear. Empathy allows you to be a compassionate witness for somebody without diving into the suffering or diving into their emotions. We can hold space for them to express their emotions without trying to change their emotions. So empathy is really important right now to be able to practice that for others, but also to practice it for yourself, to be able to bring empathy in and have compassion for yourself, have compassion for the inner child in you that's healing, to have compassion for the wounds that are showing up in your life, the out of balance energies that are within you that just need to be folded into your heart space and honored and witnessed and processed so that you can be free of them or they can balance and harmonize within you. So that is my update for today. I hope it's helpful for you to see what's coming and get it prepared for what's coming. We'll meet again in the beginning of December for another live healing experience. Of course, there's the Living Oneness gatherings in between that are really soothing and supportive. So immerse yourself and find those things that really support you in staying in alignment and holding the high note. Hold your frequency no matter what. Don't dip down because of what is going on in the world. Don't dip down. Don't lower your frequency to meet someone else in theirs. You can hold your frequency. I hold my frequency when I hold space for other people. And they can share really intense. I work with people through some really intense trauma. And I hold that frequency of love and compassion, pure love, divine compassion, not compassion, human compassion with suffering. I don't see them as suffering. I don't see them as a victim. I see them as capable of moving through the wound, moving through the trauma. And I see all of you as capable. I know you all are. And if you don't feel it for yourself, borrow my belief in you, borrow my knowing, because it's solid. You have the ability to heal. You have an innate ability to heal more than you realize. Many of you are starting to really realize it, but you're still just scratching the surface. So keep going. You've got this. We've got this. We're on track. And the amazing thing is I often see, I'm often given different visions of future possibilities, future timelines, possible timelines. And as much as this one looks really messy, and for some people looking, depending on how you're looking at this particular timeline that you're on, it can almost feel like there's no way, there's no possible way out of this. There are multiple ways out of all of this, and it can all be unwound pretty quickly, not in the way that the current system is being like broken down. It's a different way, and the different way is coming, but not everybody's ready for it yet. So it's coming in the next couple months, and particularly in this next year. And I'm not speaking about individuals on an individual level, what people are doing on an individual level. I'm talking about collective consciousness is making a big shift. And that's really exciting. We're actually shifting to a point where we're like almost beyond that tipping point. We're at the tipping point and a little bit beyond, and then we get back to the tipping point, and then we're a little bit beyond. So I'm watching it kind of energetically and consciously shift. But we are actually making really, really good progress. And as much as the classroom of the world looks intense and volatile and violent and all those things, there is a other version of a timeline that's actually already here and it's blurring with this particular one, and more people are aligning with this new possible one. And the more of us that align with that and hold steady, the greater impact we have on shifting more consciousness, more individuals, more of us into that new timeline, then that becomes our new reality. And our new reality can shift in a moment. And in that new reality, a lot of what we're seeing, the war, the violence, the separation, the attacks, the all of that kind of fighting to be right and judgment, all of that is gone. In all the timelines I'm seeing right now of possible future experiences for humanity, none of that exists. This is how close we are to really shifting all of consciousness. And like, I can't even tell you like how exciting this is because I've seen these timelines, but I've always seen this other one where I'm like, there's that one possibility of this way. If enough people choose that path, we'll still go down that way. It's not, I don't see it anymore. That's really good news. So let's see where we go today so that we can all clear what we need to clear and align with how we need to align so that we can all stay steady and be the catalyst, the collective catalyst that shifts consciousness fully onto this new timeline where we can all really live in peace and unity, with compassion, with love. That's not just a speech that I remember as a child, I would always hear. I'd watch Miss America pageants when I was a little kid. And there's all, every once in a while, someone will be like, I want peace on earth. I'm like, yes, peace on earth. I was always cheering for that. This isn't just something we're saying. This is like an inevitable pathway that we're on now. And if we hold steady, we're there. We're not only getting there, we will be there. So that's good news. And I wanted to share it with you today. So, because I'm sure there's lots of other news that's dragging you down a little bit here and there. So watch what you're watching, be aware of where you're putting your attention, and you can be informed about things without getting hooked into things. I'm informed about things, but I don't let myself get hooked. Don't look too long. Don't watch too long. There's things that I literally will see a snippet of and I'm like, that's it, turn it off. I'll get this little glimpse or I'll see a little headline. That's it, turn it off, turn away. That's all I needed. So just recognize that if there is something you need to know or understand or receive, it'll be given. And then pay attention. That's the discernment. Pay attention to when you're meant to turn it off. If you stay too long, then ego is going to come in, fear is going to come in. You're going to be dragged down into a wormhole, and you don't want to lower your frequency at all right now. You want to hold steady. Okay. All right. Let's take some deep breaths. Close your eyes. Begin by just taking one deep breath through the nose and out the mouth with a big sigh. Maybe a couple more like that, a big falling out breath. Inhaling. And with that sigh, with that exhale, just give yourself a feeling of relief, even if it's just for this moment. In this moment, I'm here. I'm in this beautiful space where I can have this heart scrub. I'm in this beautiful sacred space that allows me to be all that I am, accept me unconditionally. And I'm okay. Everything's okay. In this moment, I can breathe. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to take a deep breath. It's okay to close your eyes. It's okay to be still. It's okay to be in the silence. It's okay to be in the noise. I give you permission to just be here and now with everything that is, with your breath, with your mind, with your body, with your energy, with your environment, with everything that's going on in the world. Just be here now. It's in this beautiful present moment where we hold the most potential to have impact, to experience what we need to experience, to receive insight, to receive guidance, to process what we need to process, to heal what we need to heal. It's in this present moment that everything we need is available. Breathe, soften, surrender, Surrender your resistance. Maybe even for this moment, surrender your fears. Surrender your worries, your questions, your concerns. Surrender the tension in your body. And at the same time, we surrender all these things. We accept. We accept all that is. We accept all that was. And we accept all of what's meant to be. The potential of our evolution is right here, right now, with this breath, with this moment. And the more we shift out of our head, the more we shift from the mind into the heart, really embracing and honoring our heart consciousness. The heart has the ability to think, to know, to provide answers and guidance, to provide insight. It holds the seeds to everything we need. It is our bridge to our divinity. It is a direct line to our higher self. It is within the heart where all the magic and miracles are available to us. And if you encounter any resistance, any fear, any density, whether it's emotional, whether it's through a thought or belief, whether it's through the body or the energy field, meet it with love, meet it with acceptance. Practice present moment awareness. Welcome it. Welcome it into the light of awareness. Welcome it into that space where healing is possible. And not only possible, it's actually inevitable. All energies that are out of balance are meant to come into balance now. All energies that are out of harmony are meant to harmonize. So encourage them, invite them. Be willing, be open, be curious. Be in the space of wonderment. I wonder how this wound will be healed. I wonder what miracles or guidance or insights will come in, or what synchronicities will occur, what steps I'll be shown to harmonize and balance all that's within me and all that's around me. These are conversations, these are words you can use. These provide openings at the level of the mind. And the brain responds. We create new neural pathways in the mind. And the older neural pathways that are built on the foundation of fear start to dissolve, break down, go dormant. And in some places, they are completely deleted. I've been doing a lot of work with the energy and the practice of neuroplasticity and shifting old neural pathways and creating new ones, forging new pathways in the brain. You can do that too. You can do that in your own mind. I do it for myself, I do it for others as well, but you have the capacity. We all have the capacity to do all of this for ourselves. You're way more powerful than you realize. And some of you realize how powerful you are. You're even more powerful than you can realize right now. And the more you shift out of head consciousness into heart consciousness, the more you can actually really allow your full potential to really start to reveal itself even more. When we're moving forward into this next year, intuition and heart consciousness are the key. It's the key you hold within you. It's the seed of knowing that goes beyond all knowledge, yet includes all knowledge. So we go beyond what the mind thinks. So we have this thought in the mind, and if we think that thought many, many times, it becomes a belief, and we have a belief in the mind. And if we think that thought and form that belief over and over again, it becomes subconscious. It becomes a tape, a neural pathway in the brain that plays the same tape over and over again, but it's running in the background and you don't physically hear it as chatter in the mind. It's like a subliminal tape playing in the background in the recesses of your subconscious mind, which for most of the population is about 80 to 90% of your thoughts. The more conscious you live, the more aware you become more aware of what thoughts you're having. But ultimately, the exciting thing, and I don't share this too much with many people because not everybody is really ready for this. We are going to shift out of head thinking, head thoughts, and we are going to have more heart thinking. But those thoughts are not the same as the head thoughts. These thoughts are just information that's coming in, dropping in, seeds of insight, guidance from within our higher self, that connection to our higher guide. And that higher guide is not out there somewhere. It's in your heart space. It's in the beautiful source point within your heart, in your heart center. And the neurons in your heart, your physical heart, are powerful neurons. They're more powerful than the ones in the brain. And they have access to the unified field. They have access to divinity. They have access to ancient wisdom and divine guidance that the human brain does not. The neurons in the brain don't have access like the heart does now. Our hearts are being turned on in a way that they've never been turned on before. Our hearts are being activated and accelerated in a way that they've never been before. Breathe and allow. What will happen is you start to feel more energy in the heart space, or you start to feel more energy in the physical heart, and the body's default setting, if it's in fear, will be a contraction. Soften around it. Soften around your heart, the physical heart on the left side of your chest, and soften around your heart space, which is the whole energy center in the chest, front, back, and sides. Includes the physical heart on the left, but it's centered in the middle of your chest, under the sternum bone and between the shoulder blades in the middle of your chest. Your source point right in the center is an access point you have. We all have it. Some of us have buried it. Some of us don't know it's there. Some of us, it's kind of, there's a dormant energy around it, protecting it. Soften, let go, be open, be curious, be willing. Shift into wonderment. I wonder what it would feel like to unlock and unleash this part of my heart center, my source point. I wonder what it would feel like to give my heart, my physical heart, permission to really activate all the neurons, these sensory neurites in the heart that actually can provide way more information than the mind ever could possibly tap into. The heart has access to way more than the mind can even begin to fathom. You can be beyond what you can even begin to imagine or even measure. Make a conscious choice to drop into the heart space and really stay there the best you can. Hold steady in that space. Hold steady there in that space. There's love, there's divine compassion, there's empathy, there's peace, there's a calm center. There's this inner knowing that goes beyond logic and reason. There's an inner knowing that goes beyond all knowledge but includes all knowledge. There's an intuition that you can tap into that up until now has been fleeting or unavailable for many. It's available now. You may be feeling your intuition changing. It has to change. And it's okay that it's changing. Just hearing the words for you to try on, and I invite you to say them to yourself. Say them in your mind, say them in your heart, say them out loud, if you will. What if everything is way easier than I think? What if it was easy to drop into my heart and stay there? What if everything didn't have to be so hard? What if I could face all the challenges on my path with grace and guidance from within? What if underneath the fear that I hold to protect me, there's a divine courage and strength? And when I tap into that, I become invincible. Your field becomes impermeable. When you know in your heart, you know. When you know in your mind, you think you know. Tap into the knowing in your heart. Tap into the knowing that you know. Tap into the part of you that knows beyond logic and reason, that just knows and there's no story connected to it. It just knows. I just know. And even if someone asked you, how do you know? You might not even be able to explain it. Don't let that shake or waver your knowing. Hold faith in your knowing. Align with that knowing. Your heart knows. This is an intuitive knowing. And it's not just the intuitive knowing that you may have tapped into here and there, or you may have been practicing with. It's a deeper, more profound, more vast, intuitive knowing. Breathe, be with it. Drop into the space of it, let it expand, welcome it, align with it, soften, connect to it, say yes to it, thank it. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Embody it. Let it fill your entire beingness, your body, your mind, your energy field, your central channel. It's time for you to be who you came here to be. It's time for you to do what you came here to do. You notice I said be first before the doing, because it's important to be in the doing. No matter what you are doing, be first. Be peace, be love, be compassion, be centered. Be in that calm center before you do anything. Do your best. Be aligned and do your best. When you catch yourself out of alignment, forgive yourself. Forgive that moment and bring yourself back. Ask your heart, what can I do to realign? Sometimes it's just in a moment of awareness. That's all that's needed. Accept what happened and make another choice. Go within, choose again. This is the practice. This is the work. This is your heart work. No more delay. No more putting things off that you know in your heart you're meant to do. No more putting things off that you know in your heart that are meant to be on your path. No more putting things off that you know in your heart are no longer aligned. Choose whatever feels aligned with you in the way of food, the company you keep, what you watch. Not saying you can't watch TV or watch a movie, just choose those shows or those movies that feel aligned. When I was on the airplane recently, I was looking at all the movies. I'm like, there's so many negative movies right now. So I ended up watching some more cartoon-like ones. I watched Home, the old cartoon Home, How to Train Your Dragon, because those felt vibrationally attuned, because they have a message for me that goes beyond just the storyline. Find the message in everything you do in the moment. Find the message in the moment. Find the insight, the guidance. Be open to unwrapping the present moment as the gift that is it intended to be. Every breath is a gift. Every moment is a gift to unpack, unravel, unwrap. to revel in the beauty that it holds, to have deep reverence for this moment, but also deep reverence for creation. How can you live in reverence and resonance? Practicing reverence for nature. Connecting with animals or the flowers or the trees, the plants, the clouds, the moon, the sun, the stars. Connecting with yourself, your heart, your essence. Having reverence for you. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. We all have a part to play in this evolution. And some of our parts appear small, and some of our parts appear big, but every single one of us has an essential part to play. Your part is essential, just as essential as anyone else's. We all play a part in the healing of the whole. We are all playing a part to bring the earth and all of humanity into harmony, into balance, into unity consciousness. To feel and embody peace and love and compassion for all, not some, all of creation. We heal that wound of separation within us. All the ways that we are disconnected from our sense of self, self with a capital S, our essence, our source, our divinity. Our divine self and our human self are meant to be blended, to become one. So we become animated by love. Our divinity is animating our humanness. We choose this consciously. We align with this knowing. Feel it. Feel into my words. Feel into the resonance that they have for you. And maybe not all of my words and all of the ways that I speak will resonate, but take the ones that resonate, bring them into your heart, and let that resonance fill you up inside. And let it expand into your energy field. And as you feel your source point right in the center of your chest, imagine that beautiful sun rays of light from that star within you. Glowing, radiant light in all directions from your heart out 360 degrees, all the way through the body, all the way through your energy field, burning off anything that doesn't serve you, transmuting any out of balanced energies. If there's anything you need to know, let it be brought to your heart to be understood. If there's any inspired action, any steps that you need to take, let it be shown, let it be revealed. Be open, be curious, be willing. Be listening in the stillness. Be listening in the silence. Be listening in the noise. Listen to your heart. It knows. It is your divinity speaking through you, within you, as you, and for all. You are the key to healing deeply, remembering fully. Maybe not all at once, maybe just bit by bit, but you are the key. And in these accelerated global energies and these new energies that have come in and are now flowing with us, they are going to flow in and bump up against what they need to bump up against to reveal what you need to reveal in order to heal as deeply as possible, as quickly as possible. Know and understand that you are capable. You've got this. You are built for this time. There's no mistake that you're here. You're meant to be here. And we are grateful you are here. And your presence has an impact. And we appreciate your presence. Take some deep breaths. See if you can hold that high note. See if you can hold that resonance, that frequency, that energy the best you can as you begin to bring yourself back into the space, bring your awareness back into your physical surroundings, but don't leave this space. Don't abandon this space within your heart. Know that it's always there. It can never be put out. It's like a pilot light that can't be extinguished. It can be buried, but never extinguished. Breathe. I give you permission to shine as bright as you can. In the moments where you feel capable, in the moments where you feel safe to do so. But don't dim your light out of fear. Dim your light if it's necessary, just cover your light a little bit, but do so from a place of love, a choice for love for self, a choice for a moment of tenderness, honoring any vulnerability you might feel in a moment. And recognize that you don't need to ever dim your light. And in those moments that maybe you feel like you need just a little bit of protection, don't make that choice from a place of fear. Make that choice from a place of love. A choice for love for me in this moment is to put on my superwoman cape or whatever you need to do. Put a blanket of love around you. And just know that that love can still emanate in all directions. But it may feel like a little bit of cloaking just to make you feel like you can hold your own and you can hold steady where you are. You don't need to throw yourself into the middle of the arena. Although some of us are guided to do that. One moment at a time, one breath at a time, one step at a time. Your heart will lead you moment to moment. Focus on the step that's in front of you. Focus on what is guided in this moment. What now? Not what next, what now? What would you have me do now? How would you have me be now? What now? This is a conversation with your heart, with your higher self, tapping into the inner knowing and the divine orchestration that's occurring for all of us, everywhere, all together, all at once, including you. As you take another deep breath, there's an invitation to open your eyes. The world may look a little different in this moment. A lot of times when we start to really get into the heart consciousness, our eyes will change. What's happening right now for a lot of people, including myself, is I'm able to see more of the new frequencies and less of the old frequencies. So the old frequencies are really getting blurry, and I'm starting to see have blurred vision in certain things. I can look at one thing, it's blurry, and another thing, it's clear. That's happening a lot right now. So as you open your eyes, you might suddenly see and feel different. I will be sharing more information on the new program I'm creating, the Intuition Accelerator. This is going to allow you to really align with you, the new intuition, the new way to access your intuition, and to bring in the old ways so that you have like a new foundation, old and new coming together, and shifting into heart consciousness and how to do that more effectively without the ego mind coming in. And there's actually a process around the ego. I can't share it yet. I'm sharing it with a few clients. I'm really excited. I've done it with 3 clients now, and they've felt a freedom that they've never felt before, and the lightness they've never felt before. So I'll be sharing that in the Intuition Accelerator program as well. So watch for that in your inbox in the next little while. Within the next couple of weeks, I should be sharing what that will look like and how you can participate. And there will be kind of a opportunity to participate with some live experiences with me as well, specific to that program. And then it'll just be an online course after that. So to come in at the beginning will allow you to really accelerate everything even more, but then have access to me as well on some of the live calls to ask questions and to really help build out the curriculum as well with your questions, because it really does add a lot of value for you, but also for others. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Take a breath. If you feel inspired to share in the chat, feel free to share how you feel. 1 or 2 words that capture how you feel. There's a question from Alice. The location of this heart space you're talking about, that is the thymus part of the brain, higher heart. You could call it higher heart if you like. It's the physical heart is on the left side of the chest. The heart space right in the center is the source point, which I speak about, but where that is a little bit different for each person. So it's tuning into the source point intuitively for you, where that feels. And if there's another language or another words that feel right for you, then you can certainly use that language. I use the source point because I feel like it really kind of captures that the idea that our essence is inside of us. We're always looking outside of ourselves. If you want to call it God, whatever you want to call it, God is within us. The source is within us. Our divinity is within us. It's not outside of us. It's folded inside of us, and creation is folded within us as well. So it's all there. It's all there within us. So it's helpful, I feel, for people to recognize. So that's why I use those words. Thank you for sharing, you guys. I will read your comments. Thank you for a lot of anger coming up, which feels uncomfortable, but in allowing it, I'm allowing the dark place to come into balance. That's it. We talk about the out of balanced dark energies and the out of balanced light energies all need to come into balance. And the out of balanced light energies are in a blind spot a lot of time because we blindly trust the light and just assume it's all balanced, but it's not. Just because someone says they stand for love and God doesn't mean that they do. The out of balance light energy is very deceiving, and we blindly trust it. And that's been a problem, which we need to shift. And then the out of balance dark energy within us it actually has a gift in it. There is an essence and a gift in it, but we judge it. So we deny that part of us. That doesn't help either. So it's about embracing both. So thank you, Sheila, for bringing that up and being honest about that, because it is something that many of us will be needing to look at. If you haven't yet found the free course, I put all of the resources together for the prey predator syndrome and talking about duality and polarity. So I talk about the light and dark energies, balanced, out of balance. All of it is in one course now, and I just added some extra resources for that, for the prey predator syndrome, duality and polarity revelations. If you go to the social community or go to my website, you'll see it. It's a free course. You can opt in and sign up for it. And it's in the particular order that will really help you the best way to shift all of those energies and to process them and to create an understanding at the level of the mind so that you can actually really shift into the heart without the mind going, but wait, what about this? And the ego kind of going, but what about this? It really helps kind of bring you through the process. It's a time commitment in the sense of like a lot of them are an hour, but just do what you can, the best you can. Some people go through it really quickly within a couple days or a week. Others consume it a little bit slower, but it's a free resource for everybody, and it's definitely something that everybody needs at this point. So if you haven't found that, please go there. So let's, I just want to offer one or two. I know we're just about at the top of the hour, so I'm going to stay a little bit longer. If any of you need to leave, I honor and appreciate your time. And if that's what you need to do, then I appreciate you being here. And if you're able to stay another 10 minutes or so, I'd like to just open up to some intuitive readings. If you have a question, put Q and then a question. If you want an intuitive reading, if there's something that you feel you need some support on, keep it as succinct as possible. And often when I'm reading and providing a reading for one person, it's actually supporting others too. So keep that in mind. Be open, even if I don't necessarily pick your name. It's can be for you as well. All right, Leah, challenge was physical issues that are hard to explain by medicine. Yes, that's we're taught right now. There's so much frequency illness happening, and people are trying to meet it in the same way that we used to meet the physicality stuff. We can't, there's three phases of disease. The first one is at the level of the mind or in the thought, belief and processing, like that sort of thing. But the second phase is actually where all the symptoms show up, but it's all energy based, it's all frequency based. And it's, you can go and get all the tests you want in traditional medicine, and it's not going to show up because it hasn't reached that phase three, which is where you're like, oh, here it is. Here's the functional expression of that dis-ease. That energy is now a tumor. That energy is now this disease. We can identify it. There's many people that are in phase two of disease, and that's all frequency based. So right now, frequency illness is really, really strong. So you're going to feel a lot of things that are happening, but there are ways that you can address that and get information around that. There's bioresonance therapy. You can look at more energy medicines and find support from different practitioners that offer energy medicine. And those kinds of things are really something that has benefited me, because there's a lot of times I would go to my doctor, I'm like, I'm feeling this, this, and this, and I think it's this. And he's like, oh, the test is normal. I'm like, no, I know the test isn't sensitive enough to test what I'm feeling. So then I went to bioresonance and I had bioresonance therapy, and it actually really validated a lot of what I was feeling. So that's something that many of us can use. Sarah, back misalignment and pain. I'm drawn to your psoas muscle really, really strongly, and your quadratus lumborum, the QL muscle at the back. If you could find KCR, kinetic chain release, in your area, Sarah, look, kinetic chain release, if you search the main website, their main website will have the different practitioners in different areas in different countries. I feel like that would be really helpful for you. There's a lot of fascial binding and some button snaps in the fascia that I'm feeling for your back, but your muscles are holding because the fascia is holding. So if you can release the fascia, then you can release some of the muscles. There is an emotional component to it as well, a feeling of not feeling supported. Mm, It's interesting. It's like there's not feeling supported by something on the outside, but it's really not feeling supported by you in your humanness, towards your humanness. There's something in that. So I'll let you explore that, see where that goes. Terry, checking in your blood. Is there an infection? Let me just tune in. Okay. So just to be clear, I'm not diagnosing because I'm not allowed to do that. But I'm feeling the frequency of what I would call mycoplasma. It's a pathogen. So the frequency of it can be a current infection or it could be a previous infection you had, but there's a frequency of mycoplasma in your body. I can also feel like an energy of like a curse like energy in your blood as well. It feels inherited, genetic inherited. Mm, If you can find someone to help you clear that, that would be great. I do that work if you feel to do a one-on-one session with me, or if you feel drawn to work with somebody else, you need to clear that piece first so that the physical body can come along. When we have these energy um, curses or hexes or something that we've inherited, or it's still kind of in our bodies, it's harder to deal with the other symptoms until you clear the root. So that feels more like the root of it. And if you need help with that, you can reach out, let me know. I did just open up some spaces on my calendar for private sessions next week. So if you or anyone else feels drawn to that, you can jump in. If not, reach out to me. I might have some space that opens up too. So let me just keep going here. Oh, I'm feeling a need to eat to ground yourself. Hmm. Elizabeth. When I tune into like the food coming in and going down, it's like there's this gaping energetic hole in your stomach, like an internal portal. Mm. And we have sometimes we'll have energetic portals in our bodies, sometimes they'll be in our field, sometimes they'll be in our environment. And energetic portals, we can have portals that are actually helpful, and then portals that are actually very draining, or we'll have a lot of unbalanced energies and interference energies coming out of them. It feels like an interference energy within that space. And what it's doing is almost like you're eating and it's kind of absorbing it and pulling it into the that portal, so you're not actually getting the nutrients. It's kind of some of it's going into your body and a lot of it's being pulled out. Your feeling of grounded is being affected because and you're feeling grounded with the food because it's actually falsely feeding the illusion that it's helpful for you. It's almost like feeding it as opposed to feeding you. Mm. So the remedy would be to close that portal and to shift the grounding cord. You need to start with a new grounding cord because your grounding cord is contaminated as well. It's got some interference in it. So at the tailbone, you have a clamp and the interference in the grounding cord. So start with a fresh grounding cord, burn that clamp. Just did that at the tailbone. It just happened. And then here we go, erase the other one. And then the portal, I'm just going to do this for you. And then anybody else who might have a portal in their field or around there within their body, just set an intention to have this done as well. So with this portal, we're going to call everything back that ever came out of the portal. So call everything back first, without exception, across all timelines and dimensions and realms, without exception. Yes, thank you. So everything goes back into the portal first. Anything that's been taken from you that belongs here, let it be returned to you without exception. A little bit came out. Okay, so now we close it. So just closing it on your behalf and you setting intention to close it as well. we go. It's closed. Take a breath. There we go. And you can share, just share in the chat. Let me know how you feel at this moment. And then grounding, I would actually encourage you to do some earthing. If you do earthing, standing on the grass, standing on the soil, sand, whatever you can do, standing on rocks barefoot on a surface of rock or whatever feels right for you, and do that daily for a week, even a couple minutes a day, and really feel that connection to Mother Earth and feel that she is nourishing you and you are nourishing her. Both of you actually communicating and connecting, both feeling and receiving at the same time will help. And everybody can do that at this point. Okay, let me just go a little bit further down. Just kind of letting it all stand out, whatever's standing out here. I'm going to stop at procrastination here for a minute. What you see is procrastination. Procrastination right now isn't always procrastination. Sometimes what we think we should be doing or what we judge as what we should or shouldn't be doing right now is sometimes our heart actually pausing us. So there is a lot of pauses. I'll be moving towards something and then I get a pause and I stop. I will be guided to do something and then halfway through I'll actually get guidance to stop. So it's not always a procrastination. Sometimes it is your heart actually stopping you for a reason. And right now, with the way collective consciousness and the access we have to collective consciousness is so strong that even if we don't realize it, we're being influenced so much by what the everybody's choices are. So the trillions of people, or the billions of people, the trillions of people, however many, I don't know, billions of people in the world, whatever it is, I connect to more than just the physical people. So there's trillions and trillions of beings everywhere in my life. So all of humanity is making a choice, and every moment, everybody's making a choice. And all of those individual choices, all of them, are being filtered into collective consciousness. And then from collective consciousness, we are being informed. So it's a divine orchestration that's occurring in that beautiful field of collective consciousness. And our individual experiences are influenced by what's happening there and the choices we're all making individually. And then it's filtering through what I'm meant to do. So right now, the intuition accelerator was coming in for months. I was feeling it 4, 5, 6 months ago. Well, I was making notes about it probably 10 or 12 months ago, like the lessons that I'm going to include, and I've added to them. There's, I don't know, 30 or 50 lessons already in there. And but it's a timing thing. So it's like I started it and then I paused it and then I went back to it and then I paused it. Now it feels like, okay, it's going to be like soon. That's the feeling, but I can't even promise you that because I could wake up tomorrow and it'd be like, humanity doesn't need that anymore. Do this instead. So there is these abrupt shifts in redirects right now. I call them spiritual redirects, guided redirects. So we really just have to be open to anything and attached to nothing. That's the only way we can really move through. And I do my best not to make promises because I really can't tell you what I'll be guided to do next week or not. So I have these things on my schedule. The Living Oneness Gathering is scheduled next week. I can't tell you 100% that I'm going to run it. It's in my schedule. It's looking like it, but anything can change. In any moment, anything can change, and I could be redirected somewhere else. Like I was recently redirected to Australia and I had to go for 2 weeks. It was very clear I needed to be there. I needed to be on that side of the continent. I was connecting the oceans and stuff. It was purposeful for me to be on this coast of Canada and that coast of Australia and do some activations on both back and forth. And now that I'm back here, I'll be doing more here. I didn't know I was going to do that. I literally, it just came in and off I went. Luckily, my husband's getting used to that. We're making some changes in our life where actually he'll be able to travel with me. So I'm really excited about that. but it's 11:11 on my clock. I'm just noticing. So be open to redirects. Don't hold anything, any guidance that you get, don't hold on to it and make and force it and feel like you have to do. At the same time, the ego may be playing that card where it's like making you either feel guilty about procrastinating or not getting something done, or it might actually be the thing that's distracting you. It's like you're not meant to complete that project. You're not meant to force that anymore, and that's the ego making you feel like you should. That's not guidance. So being able to discern between what's true heart guidance and what's the ego hijacking, pretending the feel-good guidance, that's really ego in disguise. Your ability to discern is essential right now. I'll give you this little hint. We're not far off to having ego out of the picture altogether. That's really exciting. And I'll leave it there because I can't share much right now. But it's coming very quickly. So that internal interference will no longer be present in our consciousness. And that will be a gift because we'll really be able to navigate without having something on the inside sabotaging us. So there's a different way that we can be in relationship to our personal identification with our personal expression of divinity without ego now. So that's an exciting place to go to move toward. Okay, I'm like, I feel like I'm on fast forward because I feel like I have so much to share, but I know we're out of time today. I want to honor your time and I appreciate you all being here and being so willing and being so present. And I'm excited to continue to share more information as we move forward. Next week, the live experience should be a juicy one, so be sure to show up. Again, go back to my website and find the Prey Predator course, that free course, easy to opt into and walk yourself through that. That's really an essential practice to be able to clear that embedded seed that was there from inception, from the origin of creation. When that's cleared, you're going to see so much clearer and feel so much different to be able to really identify things in the world and react, not react so much, but be able to respond differently. So it's a real gift. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. I honor you. I see you. And I'm sending you so many love and blessings. And I'm just really grateful that you're present in my life and in this community. All right. Until next time, love and blessings, everyone.